Suchiyu series of 1/16 scale remote control cars. This is the 16201 model, a buggy style car in a 16 scale with a brushless motor. We're going to unbox this car, check out some of the features that come with it, take it out on a speed test, and then we'll take it for a test drive. Let's get into it. We ordered this from AliExpress, and it came in a white foam box instead of the typical 4-color retail box that a lot of Suchiyu cars come in. So we're going to speed this up a little bit, take a look at the unboxing, and then we'll talk about specifically what was included with the car. Included in this package were 2 batteries, 7.4 volt, 1500 milliamp lithium-ion batteries. There were 4 clamps or springs for preloading shock absorbers, some extra body clips, a tire wrench and a Phillips screwdriver, the typical Suchiyu owner's manual, which is pretty much the same for a lot of their 16 scale models because most of them all use the same chassis, a USB battery charger, and a rear spoiler or wing and some screws to attach it to the back side of the car. The Suchiyu owner's manuals are pretty thorough and provide a lot of good information about your car. There are drawings, exploded views of certain assemblies and how the parts fit together, and a whole list of extra parts and part numbers when you need to order one in the future. You will break parts on this car. We just broke some this morning. And you will need the reference to get the model numbers of the parts when it's time to order. The buggy style body in this car is pretty cool. Bright red with black accents, Rapid Pro graphics on the sides, and decals along the lower edge of the body. It's a nice looking car, and because it's only got 3 body clips, it's really easy to get the body on and off the chassis. Something else to note, when the body ships, it comes with protective plastic coating that needs to be peeled off. So don't forget to do that. Sometimes it's hard to notice. This car features a dark gray tub-style plastic chassis. Pretty smooth all across the bottom. At the ends, there's a piece of aluminum that protects the hinge pins that help to hold the control arms in place. The front end of this car features friction shocks, plastic upper and lower control arms, a plastic tie rod that is not adjustable, metal CVDs that are connecting the metal receiver cup at the differential to the steel wheel cups, and ball bearings on the inside and outside of the wheel cup. This close-up shows a good view of the steel CVD as it comes into the steel wheel cup. A lot of Suchiyu cars, even the Pro version, don't come with a steel wheel cup. Instead, they're typically plastic. Here's the upper control arm and the tie rod. At the top, you notice on the right where the 2 screws are, that's where they're joined to the steel wheel hub. Here's a view of the front wheel seat. This is metal and a typical upgrade on most Pro versions. Usually they're plastic. Here you see the wheel bearing and the pin where the 12mm hex hub fastens over. The back end features the same shocks as the front, plastic upper and lower control arms, and metal dog bones and receiver cups between the differential and the wheel hubs on either side. Even on the Pro version with the brushless motor, these wheel hubs are typically plastic, but on this version they shipped with metal both at the front and the back. Here you see a close-up of the metal part on the rear of the car with the 12mm hex hub where the wheel will mount over in the axle. All of the electronics for this car are mounted inside the tub-style chassis, so they're somewhat protected from side impacts. The battery compartment is in the rear right-hand side of the compartment and features a 7.4-volt 1500 mAh battery. The steering servo sits in front of the battery on the right-hand side of the chassis. The steering servo features a spring-loaded servo saver at the front that is connected to the steering linkage. On the front left side of the chassis is a 35 amp ESC combined with a receiver unit and the on-off switch. It also includes the aluminum heatsink to keep it cool. It also has a plug for the 3-wire servo. The radio transmitter that comes with this car is the same as what comes with most Suchiyu 16 scale cars. It's a lightweight, easy to handle transmitter with a minimum number of adjustments. It does include a foam covered steering wheel and controls for steering trim on the left, dual rate on the right, which will control how sharp the car will turn, a reversing switch to change the direction that the wheel operates, and the on-off switch for the transmitter. It also features a switch for 3 different speeds you can run the car at: low, medium, and high. Low speed is pretty easy for youngsters to control. High speed is much more difficult. In addition to that, there's a channel 3 button that would control LED lights if this car had some. It does not. The transmitter also requires 3 AA batteries, which are not provided with the car. For the most part, this is a pretty simple to use transmitter. Lightweight, easy to control, and not too complex in terms of the features that it offers. For youngsters, it's a pretty good choice for a car. This car is powered by a 2840 4000 kV brushless motor, which provides plenty of power for a car this size. It's mounted on the left rear side of the chassis next to the rear differential. In addition to the brushless motor, the Pro version of this car features all metal parts in the drivetrain. Those metal parts include a metal pinion and spur gear, a metal rear and front differential with metal gears inside, metal CVDs on the front end, and metal dog bones and receiver cups on the rear end. This car also comes with metal wheel cups on the front and rear. The one real downside in this car that we noticed were the friction shocks. They result in a lot of bounce on this car, especially on the rear end, where the weight of the motor and the battery just make the situation even worse. So replacing these with oil-filled shocks would be a big improvement. Let's see how fast this car is. We hooked our GPS unit up and mounted it on the back side of the body of the car and took it out for the pavement for a speed run. In our first run up the street with 2S lithium-ion batteries, we clocked about 19.8 miles per hour. Coming back down the street with the same lithium-ion batteries, we got it up to about 21.3 miles per hour. We took the car out for a test drive on some blacktop pavement, out on a grass field and on some gravel, and then out on a concrete driveway. So let's take a look and see how it performed. hope you like our videos, and if you do, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can keep this channel growing and keep doing more videos about RC car racing. For now, we'll see you on the next Cables RC video.